Anyway, I will now read a quick blurb about the DOBHAR CHU. It's actually very short. The DOBHAR CHU, also known as a water dog or water hound or king otter, is a creature of Irish folklore. It resembles both a dog and an otter, though sometimes it is described as half dog, half fish. It lives in water and has fur with protective properties. The physical description of the DOBHAR CHU resembles an otter, but is said to be about 5 times longer, perhaps 10 to 15 feet, with a white pelt, black ear tips, and a black cross on its back. Though due to the murky waters it is said to reside in, its pelt may be portrayed as darker. DOBHAR CHU is one of a number of Irish words for otter. The modern Irish word for water, ishke. Although DOBHAR is also rarely used. DOBHAR is a much older form. Oh, this is about the language. A headstone found in Conwall Cemetery in Glendade depicts the DOBHAR CHU and is related to the tale of an attack on a local woman by the creature. The stone is claimed to be the headstone of the grave of a woman who was killed by the DOBHAR CHU in the 17th century, and the legend is as follows. It's very short. Her name was supposedly Grace, McLaughlin. Her husband supposedly heard her scream as she was washing their clothes down at Glendade Loch and came to her aid. When he got there, she was already dead, with the DOBHAR CHU upon her bloody and mutilated body. The man killed the DOBHAR CHU, stabbing it in the heart. As it died, it made a whistling noise, and its mate arose from the loch. Its mate chased the man, but after a long and bloody battle, he killed it as well.
Oof.
Hello, goat! It does not say CRYPTOBER, it says CRYPTOBER. CRYPTOBER would be funny too. I'm not sure what prompts I would use. Kitty, what do you want?
It would just
Weeping every day.
All be different.
Every day we cry.
It would just be
Every day.
It'd just be a different picture of Salem just manically weeping from Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Well, if next year you can create an interesting prompt list for whatever CRYPTOBER would be, I will draw it. I'm so sorry. Give me a second. Cat. I have to give my cat some food, or she's going to climb over my desk and onto my keyboard, and I don't want her to do that. So I'm going to give her something to eat. 1 moment.
Let it be known.
If you had just done this before I started, you nuisance.
Excuse me, I'm the cat here. I'm the living god. Why don't you feed me when I demand it?
Why did you make my female cat sound like Nigel Thornberry?
To me, it sounds more like. To me, it sounds more like.
Let the kitty
really...
stream.
What?
Goat says, "Let the kitty stream."
Oh yeah, that would be. Actually, chaos. Just pure chaos.
Well, she'd probably just sit there and take a nap. To be
child, chaos child.
Jesus Christ. I guess that's the voice we're going with. All right, let's draw a magical gator otter. So I found some medieval art supposedly depicting the DOBHAR CHU. I don't know if it is. But supposedly it looks like that. Although that might just be a medieval depiction of a crocodile, in all honesty.
So it has legs for teeth.
I think it's eating the woman from the legend, but yes. Alright, let's get ourselves a creature.
My teeth possess the ability to walk.
Oops, I've got
It's like a saber-toothed tiger, but it's replaced by legs.
You know, the lack of perspective in ancient, or not really ancient, but medieval art
cultures
makes it look like that the human legs are what's letting it walk, and that its own legs are actually off the ground.
I mean, let's not forget the knight riding a snail, or the person picking penis trees.
Yeah.
Alright, what?
Medieval art's fascinating.
Medieval art is fascinating. There's a pretty infamous picture from, a medieval manuscript of somebody picking dicks out of a tree. Like they're growing on it, like pears. Hello, King Greed.
I didn't realize
I'll link it to you.
Yeah, Mike knows which one I'm talking about.
I didn't realize the people who made dildos were farmers.
Well, homegrown.
Should I link it in the chat garbage or to him personally?
Either is
I think
fine.
everyone in. Yeah. Okay.
Everybody in the chat would probably know what that was. And if they didn't, well, today is the day that they
Here it
find
is.
out.
Put it in the chat garbage.
I'd love to show that on stream, but I'm not entirely certain that I can.
No, it would not be appropriate.
It would probably get flagged immediately. You can just look it up yourselves. I'm sure that it will pop up if you look for medieval manuscript penis tree. You may regret having done so.
Out if it's like I was trying to figure out if it was going to be like confused with a flower or a plant of some kind, but that literally does just look like a penis.
That's because it is. I don't know why. That's a
cock and balls.
Yeah, I don't know why that guy is picking it from a tree, but he is.
Maybe this is how they thought people got wood.
Amazing.
Before the axe was invented.
I thought you were going to say before the accident, and I was going to ask you what accident? What accident? What are you talking about?
They didn't get up there by themselves. Oh. That's a dark thought.
Goat just said I want a penis tree. I'm sure with a lot of craft glue and some creativity, you two can have a penis tree.
Can you imagine if we had this the wrong way round? Remember, like on medieval times, if like you stole a loaf of bread or something, you chop off your hands.
Oh, so you're saying maybe he's not taking them out of the tree, he's putting them there?
Oh, that's worse.
That is so much worse.
But yeah, that's just literally just popped into my mind right now.
Yeah, they're nailing them to the tree.
Just getting the gist of this thing's body, and then I'll try and give it a pose. Man, now I'm just gonna think about that periodically, David. Thanks.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
My mind doesn't know what's good for it.
Do any of ours. That's why we're on the internet.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking to myself. That's why I watch YouTube videos with pretty girls in them.
What the wait?
What is that?
So it's an otter and an alligator combined?
Yeah, it's described. I don't think you were here for the description, but the description of it is just its physical description is that it resembles an otter, but 5 times as large, with a white pelt, black ear tips, and a black cross on its back. Though, due to the murky waters it is said to reside in, its pelt might be darker. It also resembles both a dog and an otter, though sometimes it is described as half dog, half fish. Its fur is said to have protective properties.
It's an otter, but it's 5 times the
size of an otter, yes.
What kind of otter?
Freshwater otter. Which is what the references I have here are.
Yeah, but otters aren't that big.
I know.
So
it's big enough to eat a human, okay?
Be like the size of a golden retriever.
Keep in mind, Michael, this is back in the day when they had more oxygen on the planet, so then the animals were bigger. It's a prehistoric dinosaur otter.
It's true. I mean, if you think about it, you know, the more like the number of humans has increased over time, which means that we're breathing more oxygen, and that's why animals have gotten smaller.
So that's
over
why
time.
we ate all the oxygen. I see.
Yeah, well, we're breathing all the oxygen, which is why humans are getting bigger over time.
Not to mention, we're taking out all the trees.
Shouldn't we be shrinking if we're eating all the oxygen?
No, we're taking all of the oxygen. So instead of us having to share, it's all of ours now. So that's why we're getting bigger.
I see.
Yeah.
Not to mention, we're filled with artificial growth hormone from all the cows.
All the cows? So
even all the cows, lad.
So I can't even begin to think how actually underwhelmingly small this cryptid is. Like this illustration is not like the medieval illustration is not proportional.
Well, according to
what
some
they
people.
Don't tell.
Sorry, go ahead.
What they don't tell you is this is actually a painting from Lilliput.
Wait, is it so?
So, people have also said that they think it might be a freshwater crocodile that these people saw. And that would be
Well,
about 5 times bigger than an
That's
actual otter.
that's a fine theory and all, but
I mean,
it explicitly states that
it
the size is 5 times larger than an otter.
Yeah, well, it says
that
10 to 15 feet on here, so that's a really big otter. That's a 2-foot-long otter.
I think it would be more interesting if you made it small.
You sure they weren't going with the metric system?
like it's like hip height for a human.
Well, I mean, in this drawing, there won't be a human with it, so I guess it could be any size you can think of, really. If you want it to be teeny tiny.
Human, I'm just trying to think. Like, this is a very underwhelming cryptid in terms of its size.
Let's be comparatively honest here. We have the option to do both because Alex will be doing a chibi version as well.
Yes, I will be doing a tiny.
I think that might be the first. That might possibly be the first time the word chibi has ever been said with an Irish accent.
I think that there are probably Irish anime fans, David.
You say hello me that there's an otaku. I know an old Gregor, I know an O'Malley, I don't know an otaku.
Are you gonna do a snout? Like the alligator snout?
I'm doing an otter with basically alligator features. Yeah.
Yeah.
Since
Are you gonna do the snout?
No, but I could give it fangs. Like one. I was gonna do like an otter's head.
Well, I'll ask the question I always ask when you're doing this, which is, what side are we leaning into? The cute or the creepy?
I guess we're leaning into whatever direction creature that ate a lady is on.
Yeah, I just the snout to me communicates fear more than just the otter head.
Yeah. So was she a nice lady?
I don't know. The legend just is that she was washing her laundry and got eaten by an otter.
Well, we need to think about whether or not the lady deserved it first.
I don't know.
Was she hunting like all? Is the reason that there's only one of these things because she hunted the rest of them?
I mean, at the time,
Yeah,
given the time
like
period, if
lady with
anybody
the
hunted
elephant.
it, it would be the husband who did.
Yeah. Like it could be another scenario of that lady with the elephant.
I
The
think
lady who had an elephant show up at her funeral, the same one that killed her, to stomp on it because she was an asshole.
Correct.
I think the snout is a must. I think you should give it an alligator snout, but keep the otter head, just an alligator snout attached to the otter head.
Okay.
And to lean into the weirdness of it, have it be furry. A furry alligator snout.
Okay. All right.
Just on the snout there. Give it the rocket launchers.
Irish person's gonna show up on this stream and cancel me.
Oh no! They're just gonna hunt me down and shoot me.
Jesus Christ.
I think
If I'm lucky.
Oh, I should
I
move
think-
my microphone over. It's in the wrong place. I'm sorry. I might be difficult to hear.
yeah, I think the snout is a good addition.
All right. I was gonna give it like, oops. I was gonna give it like the spines of an alligator and like some fish scales on its legs, kind of like what we did for the water horse.
The kelpie.
There we go.
It just sounds like a seal to me. I'm sorry, Kelby. It just sounds like a seal.
Why will this not let me rotate it? What is going on?
In fact, I swear
It is
that
anchored.
actually.
It refuses to move. You have drawn it, and therefore it now has life.
I think it's. Yeah,
Some
I think
button
it's
is
quite
being
possible
held
that-
down. Oh, there it is.
I think it might actually be possible that the Kelpie is named Sailing Spawn. Weapons.
You roboted real hard. I have no idea what you said.
I said I think Kelpie might actually be the name of cereal in SpongeBob SquarePants.
Oh. I think they have kelp O's. Yeah.
Yes.
Alright, let's try giving this a more gator-like snout. Let's hope that doesn't make it look too silly because the The gator has a little, looks like a duck!
Looks like a platypus now.
Well, that's because you didn't make it long enough. It just looks like a bill.
Oh my god.
What's the name of this thing again?
The DOBHAR CHU.
It's also not thin enough. You made it look too much like a bill.
A DOBHAR CHU sketch? A platypus sketch? Harry the platypus sketch? Harry the platypus!
Oh my god.
Harry the platypus is the DOBHAR CHU.
Harry the platypus. Yeah. Put it in a fedora and we're done.
Oh god. I guess it'll be perfectly terrifying then, huh? Alright.
He looked to me.
Yeah, the fedora is the element that will really push it over the edge into horror territory.
It'll be the nail in the proverbial coffin for taking this creature even remotely seriously.
Yeah.
Alright. How does the music sound to everybody? Does the music sound okay? Too loud? Too quiet?
It's a good background music.
Well, I'm asking you to stream.
I just had to listen.
Oh. Okay. Well, I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't too loud, because that happens sometimes.
And I need to be careful not to sing that Harry the platypus theme.
Yeah, that'll get me flagged for copyright. Alright.
Yeah, that's more like it.
There we go.
Are you laughing because it's good or because it's stupid? You need to...
Yes.
Oh my god.
Alright, Mike,
it's
I
good.
need more
I think
emotion from you.
More?
What?
More?
Emotion from you. I'm not being silly, I'm just not.
I think sometimes less is more, David.
Alright, but at some point I definitely need to go, it's alive! It's alive!
It's going to be open. Yes, because
Yes.
we have to see the fangs.
See the
And
teeth.
presumably, like a human foot?
You want me to draw a leg?
No. It's not
Just a toe.
Just a toe.
Yeah. We don't want to be too over the
Yeah.
top.
You want... Oh, God.
What?
Is somebody good, please? Tarantino. You said you
Instead
don't want to
of-
be toe over the top.
Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna say you should have the otter's nose on the end instead of the
Instead of just the lump.
the slits. Yeah. Yeah, it's a big old fangs. That's what I'm talking about.
Gators with their funky outside my mouth teeth. That they
Yeah, I
got.
imagine their
What kind of
dental
noise?
hygiene's probably not great.
No. Not.
So what
not
kind of
even
noise would
remotely.
you most...
Well, it makes
Sorry.
a high-pitched whistling noise, according to the myth.
It's kind of like the real sound
Of an otter.
that dinosaurs made, which was they didn't roar like we have been conditioned to think they did.
They honk like geese.
They honk like geese.
And the T-Rex made low subvocal rumbling noises akin to a crocodile or an alligator.
Nah.
You would feel it coming before it actually got there.
Crocodiles and alligators are so weird. Like, they make noises and it literally vibrates
Yeah,
everything around them.
they're ancient. They have not changed. The only thing that's changed about them since they first started wandering around on on land and in water is that they've gotten smaller, and that's just because oxygen is less. They have not changed at all. Evolution saw no need.
Yeah, because humans began to steal all the oxygen. See? So they got smaller.
That's most of the oxygen that those fucking alligators are getting.
See? I'm not making it up. It's science facts.
Oh my god.
It's problems that we all must deal with.
Hank Green should hire me to do his TikToks.
For some reason I got that confused with Hank Hill, and I was like, Hank Hill.
Hank Green and Hank Hill look similar, but they're very different people.
Can you imagine if Hank Hill had a TikTok?
Oh, there. I just wanted to go.
That no one has done that.
I'm sure somebody somewhere has
go.
Indeed. We just don't know it yet.
So
okay.
For your summer barbecue tips, you want to make sure that you get yourself a good hot fire. Now you do that. You use wood? No, sir. You use good old-fashioned propane, and with a few propane accessories, you can get yourself a prime piece of medium rare. We don't do well done.
I like to feel the cow suffering before I put it in my stomach.
Oh my god.
You can really taste the fear.
For some reason that reminds me of oh god, I don't remember Home Improvement. It reminds me of an episode of Home Improvement, and I forget what exactly happened, but I know that Tim and his wife go out to eat with like Tim's boss, who ends up being like an asshole who keeps ordering for them, and he orders a cow so rare, quote, so rare that you can hear it mooing and you need extra rolls to sop up all the blood. And when Tim asks his wife how things are going when the guy comes to take their order, she ignores Tim, looks over at the waiter and says, "I'm going to need some extra rolls to sop up all the blood."
Oh my god. Every time I think of TV and steak eating, I think of the Scrubs episode where Turk is rushed to the emergency room because he ate like, there's something like 16 steaks or something like that.
Oh my god.
That was an episode.
Yes, it was.
I actually, so wait, did you give it like alligator or crocodile eyes?
Nope, I gave it the black eyes of an otter. Because they look.
What do you think would be more terrifying? Oh, they look more creepy than
like the
slits of a reptile.
Yeah, well, it's because you can't. They just look like black beady eyes. They probably should be smaller, actually.
Ooh, smaller is good.
Straight there. It's gonna make a sexual comment right there.
Jesus Christ.
Phrasing.
Phrases that men wish women would say.
You're gonna add the spiky bits on the back, correct?
Yes.
How big are? Ooh.
Like the armored back.
Oh, the whiskers are a nice. Ooh.
It looks like a rat.
I like that.
It looks like
I
a
like
rat.
that though.
That is scary rat. I like it.
It looks like the average rat you'd see in like New York.
Ugh. A rat. You don't know how big a rat actually is until you see one in New York and you go, "I thought that was a cat for a minute."
Yeah, no, that's just a rat.
You know? Rats are big.
There's more oxygen. There's more oxygen in New York.
You can see there's more oxygen in the sewers. I was like, no.
It's more methane.
The rats have evolved down there to breathe all the methane and sulfur that's down there.
Oh my god.
So the rats have regained their original size.
Oh my lord.
Rodents of unusual size.
You don't mean by my size, do you?
Hmm. Are they gonna have claws?
Yes. I mean, otters have claws
Yeah.
regardless, but I'm gonna give them a combination
mean-
of gator and otter claws.
I don't mean the little hands that they have. I mean a full-fledged, like Wolverine type situation.
So bigger than either animal, then.
Yeah.
Sorry, what's the name of this thing again?
The DOBHAR CHU.
My name's DOBHAR CHU. Sorry, how's the line go again?
What?
I'm trying to think of what the Wolverine line is.
Are you feeling lucky, punk?
DOBHAR CHU. I'm the best of what I do, and what I do isn't very nice.
Alright then.
He
Actually,
eats feet, apparently, and like random ladies who are annoying to them, I guess.
I gotta do
Wait,
that
so
one
this
more time.
thing killed one lady, and now there's a whole legend
Yes.
about it.
Supposedly killed a woman, and then its
And
mate
people
came
still
and
think they
savaged
see
her
it.
husband. Yes.
Uh-huh. Okay.
I read you everything there was! I don't know what else you want me to say!
I'm just now digesting it, okay? Jeez.
Okay. There wasn't a
There
whole
was
lot
the
to
DOBHAR CHU.
digest, though.
I mean, there's a lot to digest the deeper you think about it, because this is a very strange cryptid.
Just realized there's one other way though. Then it was just like being the DOBHAR CHU. I'm the best at what I do, and what I do isn't very nice, laddie.
Good lord.
Oh,
I should
interesting.
mention to
One of the illustrations that I just saw of this went with a wider face, and it looks really weird. Because it makes the maw look huge. Interesting. It kind of doesn't have any of the like crocodile or alligator aspects to it, though.
yeah, that just looks like a giant eel.
Yeah, like a furry eel, which I guess is what an otter is, basically.
Reminds me of like the snake god thing. Is it called Yulmangunda?
Something like that, yeah. It's the snake that wraps itself around the world tree.
So it's been seen since ancient Ireland.
17 something or other.
And how frequently do people report seeing it? Is it
I
like
do not know.
all the time, or is it like occasionally?
I don't know. It's up to you to find that out.
As frequently as people happen across the Wikipedia page and then want to appear in the local news.
I guess.
That's about as frequently as people cite it, probably.
I mean, if you want to look up and look up.
Well, I'm trying to look stuff up, but there's not a lot of info about it.
Yeah. But like I said yesterday, unfortunately, there's not as many international ones as I'd like because for some reason, they're not well documented online. And like Nova said yesterday, if we want to find good ones, we probably have to find websites that aren't in English and are written by the people who live in those places, or we're not going to find them. Because all the ones I see are ones that are just a different version of something that I already have written down, like Bigfoot or the Loch Ness Monster. But as we discovered yesterday, some of those descriptions don't even really talk about what they look like. It's like, oh, it's like a big lizard, it's like a dinosaur. No, it's not a dinosaur. It's actually a magical witch gator woman who can turn into stuff and eats bad children, or it's just a big snake. Nope,
you
not a big
forgot the
snake.
most-
She wears
you
a
forgot the
sexy
most
red dress.
important- Yeah, you forgot the most important aspect. She's hot.
She's also hot. So I guess the
I
parent...
can't believe it got left out of this list.
I know. Too bad. Or
next year we'll be able to capitalize on
Yeah,
the sex
or
appeal.
the big snake. And they're like, oh, it's just a big snake. And I'm like, oh, well, that's too bad. No, not just a big snake. It can set itself on fire and turn into a tree. And I'm like, well, where was that? They're like, nothing, it's just a snake.
So the name of this cryptid literally is just an Irish word for otter.
Yes. It's one of many.
Where did the lizard aspects come from, I wonder?
That's a wonderful question that you are more than welcome to look up.
I mean, I will be left wondering because, again, there's not a lot of information about this thing.
All the information I could acquire, I gave to you.
We'll just have to hit up Ireland. We'll have to head there at some point.
Yes, we'll go on a trip to Ireland and we'll ask the locals, and like, do people still talk about the Dobhar Chu?
Maybe we can contact National Geographic and let them have us have a show. So they'll pay for our trip to Ireland, and we can have a great time and then film just a few shots of us like being idiots on the Irish countryside.
Looking for the Dobhar Chu. So you want to do a ghost, like a ghost hunt, the hunt for the Dobhar Chu. Amazing.
No.
You hope that some guy named Ash is the one giving it. Sure, he's like, Dobhar Chu, I choose you.
Oh Lord.
Oh my! It does actually sound like a Pokemon, including the description.
It's really too bad that they didn't make a Pokemon out of it for Pokemon. What was it? Then the one in the Galar region.
The one that had the lady that looks like a tiny little Scottish woman.
The Dobhar Chu.
Yes.
Wait. Where did the So this says that the Dobhar Chu resembles both a dog and an otter.
Yes.
Those are two very different creatures.
Yes. That's why sometimes it is drawn and depicted as a like a dog in the water.
So where did I don't see like anything about alligators or crocodiles on here. Where did this come from?
I do, because the internet also has referred to it as, like, it supposedly sometimes has scales, and people online have started calling it the Irish crocodile.
I see. The rear of the haunch has an exceptionally low relief.
So it has a tiny butt?
Yeah, it has a tiny butt. Apparently due to the loss of a thin flake from the face of the slab. Oh, so this is talking about the actual art thing. Okay, so it doesn't have a tiny butt. It's just that the butt flaked off of the
picture.
Relief.
Okay. Hi, Ferb. We're drawing the Dobhar Chu, and everyone's trying to figure out why it's still seen today when there's only one legend about it. It's basically an otter crocodile. He's big.
That's right. I was about to pull out. Mr. Hill, you got no ass.
Mr. Dobhar Chu, you have no ass.
Oh, look.
It had a mate?
It did have a mate. It chased the husband and savaged him. And supposedly he eventually killed it.
Yes.
But did he?
Yes. That's what the Wikipedia says.
Ferb says the long snout makes it look like a merpossum.
Oh my god, I actually really like that. That delights me. Maybe we should do you think we should lean to having the mouth be wider?
More otter-like?
I'm thinking, so I'll link you the picture that I saw, and so you can let me know what you think.
More frog-like wide mouth?
Yeah, I put it in the chat garbage.
Alright, let me look.
This is the image on the Wikipedia.
Oh, yeah, where it looks almost like a big worm.
Yeah, well, I don't know. there's not a lot of discernible features for the body, but I was thinking of the head, like the way they kind of went for the wider. Almost, yeah, it almost looks like a frog.
Yeah, alright. We can do that. We can try that.
Yeah, because as much as I like a merpossum,
the merpossum should be its own unique creature.
yes, I feel like the possum is such a magnificent creature that it should be its own thing, like its own cryptid, you know?
Alright, well let's create a slightly longer, more wide.
I admit it, I was
Otter.
wrong. Yeah. the mer.
Nova says rip merpossum.
Yeah, eventually. Don't worry. Eventually. Eventually we'll get the merpossum back. Maybe if we do a list of our own cryptids, like we decide
Design
to
a
design our
cryptid.
own. Yeah. Ooh, that would be an interesting prompt.
Design a cryptid.
Because then we could write our own backstories.
Well, if I give you
Ooh.
enough time, and I give you some basic cryptid ideas, you could write a description and a backstory for me, and I could draw them.
Hell yeah, that would be cool. We should think about doing that.
We could. I could send out
So-
prompts to, like, the people, for, like, my patrons, and they could... My followers on Patreon. And they could, come up with prompts.
Yeah. Oh, the haphazard teeth
Of a
good.
crocodile, yeah. There's, like, almost no rhyme or reason to the length and type of teeth coming out of a crocodile. They just are.
It's true. I feel like whoever designed the alligator and crocodile just kind of took a handful of teeth and just threw it at the mouth.
It's kind of like sharks in that way.
Yeah.
This to me now feels like the bad guy in a 90s cartoon. I feel like the SWAT cats would battle this guy.
Would battle the Dober Shoe. How's that?
Okay. Is that what it look?
Is that better, Mikey?
See again?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so now it looks more... We got more otter going on here.
Yeah, less possum, more otter.
Less possum, more otter. The long snout was good, but Herb is right, it did look like a possum. This beautiful, majestic merpossum.
Well, all this says to me is if you give an otter a snout, it just becomes a possum.
Yep. Ferb is correct. Crocodiles are just made of tooth.
Yeah,
Big tooth.
that's all they got going. I still worry about their dental hygiene though.
I mean... Yeah.
They're just sitting out there being exposed to the elements.
But much like sharks, they have... I think their teeth just keep replacing themselves, don't they?
I don't actually know.
This is one of those times where I wish
So-
I did have, like, Cortana
So-
turned on.
An alligator has 80 teeth at any given time. They have no molars.
That's
so
so,
they have no
many teeth.
They have no grinding teeth. Yeah, lost teeth are replaced. An alligator may go up to go through up to 2,000 to 3,000 teeth in its lifetime.
Oh my god.
So it's like constantly losing teeth.
Yeah, well, it's because, you know, like you said, they don't have back molars, and so what that means is that instead of chewing, they cannot chew. They do death rolls where they grab hold of the prey, oftentimes while it is still alive, and they do a death roll. They flip and roll their body over and rip pieces off of it, and that usually attracts other crocodiles or alligators, and they also begin to death roll. So, even if you think you can get away, you cannot.
Crocodiles actually have less teeth.
Okay.
The teeth are bigger though.
Okay. So they have bigger teeth.
They
but
have
less.
60 teeth at any one time,
Okay.
barring any weird mutations. And they can go up to 2,000 teeth throughout a lifetime. So I guess they lose because maybe the teeth are bigger and thicker.
No, it could
they
be because
lose
their
fewer
mouth is
teeth.
narrower.
That too. Wait, I thought it was alligators' mouths that were narrower.
Alligator, if you think about it, the way that I learned it is that alligator begins with A, and their head is shaped like an A. A big, wide A.
I'm pretty. I actually don't know.
Like an
I'm
alligator.
looking at pictures right now, and to me, it looks like the crocodile has a.
Well, an
bigger
alligator has a wide mouth like this, and the crocodile has a skinny mouth like this. Like, as you can see over here, this one, it doesn't have a very long mouth. Actually, there are some gators, not gators, crocodiles that have a little. Some saltwater crocodiles have a little ball on their snoot.
They need to make
You
up their
guys are
mind.
crazy. You guys are crazy. The way you tell the difference is that you never smile at a crocodile and you only say see you later to the alligator.
If you want to see something fun, you should watch a cat fight an alligator, because that is hilarious. Because the gator
I
does
presume it
not.
ends well for the cat.
Oh yes, the reason it's hilarious is because the alligator doesn't know what to do about the fact that the cat is not scared of it, and every time it like goes over and is like blah hiss, the cat just hisses right back and swats it in the face, and it's like, ah, I can't, oh,
I'm so,
I
sorry, I'm just immediately going into Hank Hill on this. Is like the alligator's going, whoa,
Whoa!
Whoa.
oh,
I'll
dang
look
it,
that up
Bobby,
for
the
you
cat
guys
just isn't
afterwards.
scared of me. Like, Peggy, this is not right. This is against nature.
Let me see if I can find gator versus cat.
The one that I find the most funny is like the giant turtle versus the alligator. It's just like trying to chomp, but it's just not getting anywhere whatsoever.
Let me find this video.
Oh, a crocodile. So from the side, it looks like an alligator has a more narrow snout, but from the top, the crocodile has a more narrow snout.
Alright, hold on, I found a video. It's gonna take a minute. This one looks to be a young alligator. It's not the one that I was thinking of. But this is about right. Computer, can you just load this, please?
Cat can beat up baby alligators all day.
I will fight you. I'm the king of the swamp.
Wow, if for some reason it's just not loading, so I'm not gonna make it. And now, of course, my player has crashed on the stream, so whatever.
No.
Not gonna do that now.
Oh, I'm getting in the weird part of Google Images now. The images of alligators and crocodiles with human teeth are starting to appear.
Oh god. Alright, well, that's not gonna let me look for it. Let's finish this this thing. We're so close to finishing it. I don't like how tiny its butt is. I need to fix this solder. There we go.
See, it looks like it's not so bad until you realize that, at least according to the medieval depiction, and you have to keep in mind that the proportions are a little different because humans were smaller back then because we weren't stealing as much oxygen as we are.
I mean, we were small, but not for that reason.
No, because there weren't as many of us.
Oh my god.
But
I love that this is something you've decided on and you refuse to let it die. You will not allow it.
well, I'm the only one keeping it alive, so of course I have to refuse to let it die. I can't.
Of course, you're the only one keeping it alive. You're the only one providing it with oxygen.
It's true. I'm the only one providing it with oxygen. If you guys help me, it'll get bigger.
Let's...
Anyway.
I'm sorry. I just heard that sentence out of context. Then sorry.
Yeah, I know. So if you. Anyway, what I was going to say was, if you put
My
this
response was to start blowing.
If you put this into scale with a human, it's actually larger than a human being.
Well, back in medieval times, they didn't know how proportions worked. Have you seen the knight on a snail before?
I'm deeply confused about the proportions because they say it's 5 times larger than an otter.
All right, well, Google how big is a freshwater otter? Because I can't right now. I have to finish the otter. So look that up.
How big was an otter in medieval times?
You can find the answer to that question right now for all of us by using Google, please.
Are there... Okay, so this is in Ireland, so I have to specify
Freshwater
Irish.
otter.
An Irish
In
freshwater otter.
the Middle Ages.
So,
How long ago was this like?
So the Eurasian
1700s.
the Eurasian freshwater otter is the otter that's located there, I guess.
Probably.
57 to 95 centimeters, so 22 to
Okay, so 2 feet long.
6 or 37.
Yeah, so it's more than 2 feet long, so 5 times that size would be somewhere between 10 and 15 feet. Exactly what the article said.
Well, less than 2 feet for the minimum size.
How big is the minimum size?
22 inches.
Okay, so it's slightly less than 2 feet. That's
But
only
here's the
2
thing, though,
inches
Michael.
off.
Yeah, but we're like lengthwise, yeah, it would probably be bigger. Oh, I'm confused.
But here's the thing.
They mean lengthwise
this-
when they say that. Just so you know.
Because height-wise, that means it would still be really low to the ground.
Yeah, but I mean, so's a crocodile.
Here's the thing to consider, though, Michael. 6 million years ago, otters the size of wolves roamed China's wetlands. The thing that you need to consider that if Nessie, a dinosaur, can exist in Scotland, then surely a wolf-sized, otter can exist in Ireland.
I'm gonna cry.
The size of but the medieval drawing that you have has it like towering over a person.
I know, I'm just saying that a medieval artist probably doesn't know shit about fucking anatomy.
Well, doesn't know
And
shit
size.
about otters either.
Yes! They look, chances
some
are that that's
trees.
not actually a drawing of the Dobhar Chu, that's probably a
Also
medieval
put
person
dicks on
drawing a
trees.
gator. Yes. Oh my God.
Back then they thought dicks grew on trees. What did they fucking know?
The point is, how do we turn this into a D&D monster?
Ooh, this would be a good D&D monster.
It probably would, yeah.
It could be like a creature that the what are the fish people called?
I don't remember.
We fought them briefly. They
In my
worship the
campaign.
lobster queen or whatever.
The lobster queen, no.
Oh, you mean the weird, fish guys?
Yeah.
Fish people. Yeah. 5th edition.
Yeah, the Kuatoa or
Kua-
that's
Kuata?
Kuotoa.
Kuatoa.
Yeah.
Kuatoa.
Yeah, because their god's name is Blib Dual Pool.
Yeah.
That's the name of their god.
Blipdilplop.
No.
Blipdilplop. And they willed her into existence.
Yeah.
And what's funny is that she's usually drawn as like a hot lady, so figure that out.
No, a hot lady with
With the body of a lobster.
With
Yes,
lobster claws.
She's like a
and
lobster centaur,
a
basically.
like a crawdad head.
Their god's name is...
Basically.
This is an official rendering of the Kuato's god.
Official
that's
rendering by who? Good lord.
Official rendering by... Second?
Alright, let's draw something cuter. Let's draw a cuter version of this thing.
That version is excellent, Alex.
Thank you.
It almost looks like you can ride it like a horse.
I mean, maybe it is 10 to 15 feet long.
So that's a recreation of the original sketch that was done of the god. This is a fan artist's rendition, which looks way more badass.
Imager, or Imager, whichever one you
I
prefer.
don't think I can see that until we're done, because I have to click
I
on it.
posted
Oh,
it.
there it is. Oh, that looks cool.
Gives Lobster Johnson a run for money. That's a weird fucking head.
It's a crab head.
Here's a
Cool,
more
but
faithful.
it's
This is more faithful to the original sketch. This one. The fucking like shrimp head or whatever is terrifying to look at.
Not sure if terrifying is quite the right word I'd use for it.
I mean, if you saw that coming to you, I think it looks terrifying. Like I just
Yeah,
think
and that
just,
one
like,
dude from...
I mean, it's like twice the size of a human being.
Yeah, and that one dude from American Dragon that just been like jacked up.
Oh my god. Wait,
All
so
I think about looking at that is this.
So here's my suggestion. This is like, you know how every god has in D&D has like a creature or like an animal or something, like a patron, or they're a patron of a race, or they have like a creature that personifies them.
Mm-hmm.
This personifies Blip.
But I thought that... Isn't she a saltwater creature?
I don't think so.
Well, I guess not.
Because crayfish aren't saltwater. I think you can get crayfish in like rivers
Yeah,
and stuff.
that's true. That's where you get them. Hey, Dezarin! You have missed out on so much madness.
Yeah, this
You
has
have
been a pretty
missed out on a
chaotic
level
episode.
of insanity that I don't think
Yeah.
I can replicate.
Mhm.
I'm doing good. How
and
are
I both know
you?
that's not true.
Well, I mean, like, I can't.
We're
I
trying
can't,
to
I can't
determine the size
replicate
of
the
otters
conversation
in the
for her.
1700s.
The same size they are now.
No, because that's clearly not the case given the proportions that we've seen.
That's
in
how
the
it goes when I
medieval
show up on lunch
illustration.
break. That's true.
Look,
How has your day been going at
evolution
work,
can take-
Zarin?
Evolution can happen in 300 years. We don't know that.
Yeah, I mean, look at what pugs looked like 200 years ago.
But
versus
we
what they
did
look like
that.
now.
But we did that.
How do you know we didn't do this?
You
What if we?
wait.
What if we created this otter monstrosity?
So you think that we created the Dober Shoe?
The
The
Yes.
mythology is evolving in real time.
Yes, the humanity, once again, we are hoisted by our own defeated by our own hubris.
And our hubris today is the Dober Shoe.
We tried to create
I am the monument to all your sins.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's what
welcome
it
back
is.
to the crazy. See, the crazy is beginning to rear its ugly head again, Dezarin. It's back.
Yeah, once the otter, or like the otter emerges from the water and the woman starts screaming and he says, "I'm the monument to all your sins."
And
then
that
he
is
starts-
my wife over there. Say hi, honey.
Well, the wife didn't emerge until the guy came to help his wife.
Yeah, well, it's because he killed her mate, and the mate made a low whistling noise, and she went, "Oh hell no!" and came out to kill the husband.
Do you think so?
Let me see if I can do an Irish.
following the reptilian and like amphibious like animal kingdom's rules of the females typically larger.
So you think she's closer to 15 feet long?
Yeah. I was gonna say, do you think that the female one is actually even bigger?
Maybe.
Maybe that's the one that we see. We got it all wrong. That's not the male eating the woman. That's the female eating the guy.
I mean, maybe. Dezarin says that she's not heard of this cryptid. It's an Irish one. It's got one story from the 1700s, and I don't know if people have said that they see them after that, but it is what popped up when I was looking for cryptids.
Sighting,
so
I looked up. The last sighting was in 2003.
Okay, so people still see them, supposedly.
Yeah. Due to climate change, probably no longer in existence, but at least in 2003, it was still kicking.
I'm gonna give it a little skull to hold.
It should be nomming on the skull, like chewing on it.
Okay.
Because it eats
is the
people.
female one of these things? The female one of these things, was eating the woman. Does that make it a lesbian?
I mean, that would make us a lesbian if we ate a cow. It would make you gay if you ate a boy fish.
What?
By your logic.
I'm confused.
He said if the female otter ate.
No, I'm confused by what he said. I understand the meaning. I'm just confused by the.
Yeah, according to the legend, Dezarin, it's supposed to be up to 5 times larger than a freshwater otter, which is about 2 feet long. So it's like more than 10 feet. It's been described as being part wolf, part otter, just being a giant otter. It's been described as having fish scales. The internet started calling it the Irish crocodile. So it could be any number of those things if you want it to be.
This is a confounding.
This is how cryptids work. And Dezarin's response was just, I see.
The problem.
The real question
is like.
The question is this.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it Catholic?
What?
What?
Oh, because there's a cross on its
got
back.
A cross on its back.
Oh.
Maybe
You're right. It is Catholic.
Maybe it really is a monument to all our sins.
Actually, hold on. Is it a crucifix?
Well, I've drawn the cross upside down so that you could see it on its flank.
Oh, technically, would that make it like the Antichrist then?
It ate a woman. What do you think? Do you think it works in the cheapest otter? Yeah.
The second coming.
It's supposed to be white with black, floofy tips to its ears and a black cross on its back.
Hang on, Mike. It's not the second coming. It's coming back for seconds.
Yeah.
I mean, it did go for seconds by chasing the husband, so...
It ate a whole family.
I mean, yeah, unless they had kids. It did not eat the kids, as far as we know. If they had kids.
I'm just going by what the Wikipedia says, and the Wikipedia doesn't mention kids, so it was just both. It was just the two of them.
Yep.
I'm sure if the kids existed, this legend would have the thing eat the kids.
Would also have the children be eaten by it. Maybe the cross is supposed to be upside down. Yeah, that's why I drew it that way. So now it's got like an Antichrist thing going on.
Oh my god. See, we were expecting the Antichrist to be human, but it was an otter all along.
I mean, if you know anything about how awful otters can actually be, that's not too far off.
Yeah.
They're really mean. I'm not going to go into all the things they do because it will ruin otters for everybody, but if you want to ruin otters for yourself, go look up how bad they can be sometimes.
Yeah, they can be pretty mean-spirited.
They can be incredibly cruel. Especially to each other.
They're like hippos. It's like some creatures, like humans, go out of their way to just be assholes.
Yeah, and some animals are like that, like the zebra. So this is what the Christmas critters were trying to make sure was born. Yes. Yes. South Park called it. All right, how big does it need to be? It needs to be that big.
I had an interesting thought now, though. What if there was a mistranslation in the Bible, and the second coming was literally just Jesus coming back for seconds? And it's like, he was at the Last Supper. It's like, you know what? This
was delicious. I need some more.
This cheese dip is actually really good. I'm gonna go back for seconds.
Oh my god!
Oh my god.
Good question. I mean, so much has been lost due to translation.
I mean, if they were living in Rome, like it suggests, the Romans were known for, the vomitorium and the tasty dinner orgy. So it could mean many different things if we really want to fuck around with it.
Yeah, Jesus' posse misunderstood what he was getting at. He said, they thought that he said second coming as though he was going to return after he died, but he was actually just asking for more.
More of what?
Whatever they were eating. I don't know.
Wine, that dude.
No, I was laughing because alcohol. I just made the Roman orgy joke, and I said, but more of what?
The truth.
Ah, yes. Also, they call it a vomitorium?
Yep. It's where you okay, because the Roman Empire was incredibly wealthy and they didn't have the internet at the time. So the most entertaining thing to do, and
so everyone talks about how great the Roman Empire was, but they didn't even have the fucking internet. Jesus.
I know, but they did have indoor plumbing, and that was pretty cool. So one of the things that they did to pass the time is they had big feasts that usually devolved into orgies. The origin of Christmas is actually really fucked up, and from there. So look up how the church was going to ban Christmas because people wouldn't stop beating the shit out of each other and getting drunk and assaulting.
Well, the origin of Christmas is
Caligula anybody. Yeah.
It's a multitude of origins put together.
Yeah, but that's the Roman contribution. But one of the things they did is they indulged in tasty, delicious food that they imported from all over their empire, and one could only eat so much food in one sitting. So
they would just like go into a room and vomit at it?
Yeah. So that they could go have more food.
But why?
Because it was tasty.
So?
Yeah, but you want to have... When you're bored and you got nothing to do and food is delicious, and you're like, you know what? That pate was super good. I'm going to go have some more.
Just wrap it up, put it in the refrigerator, and come back later.
They did not have refrigerator.
It's because they're influencers and they can't afford to put on 1 pound.
Don't have the internet, don't have refrigerators. Why do people think the Roman Empire was so great again?
Because they invented concrete that could last 1,000 years, and we haven't managed to do that.
And they didn't do anything with it.
And they did. They built aqueducts that are still standing.
The reason that you can poop in peace is because of them.
Yes.
Well, actually, the first like ever recording of a civilization having functional like plumbing was actually an Aegean island nation.
That is true.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong. My school said it was the Romans. You're wrong.
Donald Trump?
No.
You're
incorrect.
Just a boomer.
It was the Romans. Everyone knows.
I'm just saying, it was the Romans. They had the best things. That's why I own Caesar's Palace.
I don't see the way you're doing this little I don't know what you would call them, like little flicks in the eyes, makes it look like it put on like mascara or like eyeshadow.
The eyelashes. Oh my god. Dezarin says, when he said, well, actually, he better pushed some glasses up his nose even if he doesn't wear any. He does, and he did. He does, and he did.
Indeed.
Amazing. Dezarin says, good, you're following the law then.
Well, in one of the servers that I'm active in on Discord, my nickname is literally well, actually.
Yeah, Chris is the one who gave you that nickname.
Yep.
And it fits.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, that's probably one of the other reasons that Mike and I get along as well as we do is because we're both, well, actually. Just about different topics.
Actually.
Well,
I just
mean,
like thinking about
actually.
things, you know, and sometimes when you think about things, you realize that something that somebody is saying is really, really wrong.
To quote Peter, I was wrong once in 1996. It's okay, everyone's wrong sometimes. I was wrong once. It was back in 1996.
Once.
Once.
I'm not saying I haven't been wrong. I mean, we just in this stream, I was incorrect about the snoot because the snoot just turned it into a possum.
Yes, you were
It's
also
not-
incorrect about the size of the otter.
Yeah, it's more about, you know, being able to recognize when you're wrong or when
And when other people
are
are, especially when other people are wrong.
Yes.
The important thing is to remember when other people are wrong. Correct them.
In the most obnoxious way possible.
Yes.
I agree.
Make them hate that they were wrong, so next time they won't be.
Yeah, they'll think about it before they decide to be wrong again.
Or maybe they'll just never talk to you. It's a gamble, but sometimes.
Either way,
It's a
it means that I
gamble,
don't
but
have
it's
to
one
deal
that-
with it.
Yeah, either way, you never have to listen to them be wrong anymore.
True. The problem solves itself.
My problems are solved themselves. I never have to work at them.
Look at this adorable little murder
It
fish.
looks really cute, and then you learn that it murdered a family.
It's eating a skull! Just really
Well, I
cutely.
still think it looks cute.
I don't like that
I
you're
actually
rehabilitating this creature.
Well, that's the entire point of making the little shibis, is to make a cute version of this horrible thing. That's the whole reason I like it. Yeah, see, Ferb understands. Ferb says you gotta go get that calcium. Yeah.
True. I mean, you can't argue with that.
You gotta get that calcium somehow.
Calcium and potassium both. And
Yeah.
it definitely looks like the type of creature that would hoard bananas. So it's got the
Yeah.
potassium.
And I mean, humans don't have a lot going on for us nutritionally in terms of nutritional value. We're actually pretty bad for other things to eat in terms of like the amount of fucking oh my god, the fucking amount
I am
of
too, for
cholesterol contained in our bodies. We're one of the few animals on Earth that even has cholesterol, let alone levels as high as we do. We'd probably make most creatures that would try to eat us horribly sick.
We're really pretty fucking stern if you think about it.
So you're saying humans are poisonous?
Actually, we kind of are as well. We have fight bite. It is
No,
similar.
We're
different.
poisonous too.
That's different. We have like a toxic or venomous bite. I'm saying that we're poisonous, meaning if somebody eats us,
They'll
they
die.
get poisoned.
Yes.
Not necessarily die,
Well-
because not all poisons kill people.
Yes.
Some poisons just make you feel sick.
Yes. And this is why human beings
like
that
when
try
I
to.
went ahead
Yes.
I was just about to say, like when I had disinfected the other day.
That's why when people attempt cannibalism, or like that one episode that they did, because there's always something slightly true about it. That one episode of CSI about people trying to become vampires. And they're like, these people seem to be throwing up an awful lot. And it's like, it's because they're trying to drink human blood. And not only is there no nutritional value in that, it's also full of all kinds of shit that isn't good for you.
There's some nutritional value in that, because there's a lot of iron in blood.
Well, yeah. But you can also give yourself iron poisoning.
True.
Giving yourself too many vitamins
eat-
is indeed a thing you can do, and the side effects
But
are
it's
often
still
really
nutritional.
strange.
It's still
Scientific
nutritional.
proof right here. Scientific proof. We can eat every other animal, but we can't eat
Yes.
each other. I mean, there it is.
Desarin says, I will say on a random, vaguely Roman side note, the kind of fun things you mentioned are why I'm iffy on ever streaming or recording the Caligula Effect 1 and 2. Yeah! That game is rated for a reason. Caligula himself is rated for a reason.
Wait.
It's
there's a
called-
key?
Caligula. I've never heard of.
Ferb says it is called the dose/response relationship.
Caligula. I've never heard about him. What's he? famous
He is
for?
famous for everything wrong you could ever do.
He's Donald Trump.
You know, anything can kill you
Why'd
if you take
say
too much
like
of it,
that?
yes. Him or me?
David.
Because he's being a shit.
I just knew he was old. I just didn't realize he was that old.
I feel like all
the
Roman
game
empires have a little bit of Caligula in them. You
So
know?
Dazarin says that the game itself is called the Caligula effect, but the game is apparently about trying to escape a Matrix-like virtual school situation.
So what does it have to do with the Romans?
That's a good question.
Because we've already established the Romans don't have the internet, so
then maybe it would be okay if Caligula is not actually
maybe
in this
that's
game.
why they don't have the internet. Is the Caligula effect?
Because
Dazarin says no freaking clue how that has
no one
anything
wants-
to do with it.
They didn't have the internet because they didn't want the sex things with Caligula getting spread around.
And Ferb says that we can trust them on this because they are in occupational health and safety and had to learn about different doses of hazardous chemicals and particles.
I don't know about that because
well, Ferb is correct that anything
I
that
don't
you
think
take.
it's possible to have too many bananas.
Well,
For
here's
a
thing. If
moment
you
of
were to eat,
For just a moment of
let me
seriousness
tell you.
before you continue,
Sorry.
David. Ferb is correct that you can. Yeah. Pro tip: do not inhale asbestos. Yes. Ferb is correct that if you take anything, even if it is good for you, you can overdose on it and make yourself very sick, including water. I mean, you'd have to drink an awful lot of it.
You would probably drown.
You would
before
likely drown before you
adverse
gave
effects
yourself
happen.
poisoning, but the point is that you could. So, but anyway, what were you saying, David?
Well, I was going to support our firm's claim there. For example, did you know that if you eat 20,000 bananas in 20 minutes, you die of potassium poisoning?
Did you know that potassium is explosive? And that it is the #1 thing you can accidentally be overdosed on in a hospital? Because they give you
Oh, wow.
some of it post-surgery to help you recover? And it's the most common thing to get too
remember-
high a dose of?
That's why famously
Oh, wow.
hospitals ask you not to eat peanut butter or bananas before you get a surgery.
They ask you not to eat anything before you get surgery.
But specifically peanut butter and bananas.
Mostly because they
Don't
want
do
to
it,
take the
'cause if
joy
you-
from your life.
Because if you do eat them and then we give you the potassium after we give you the surgery, you'll explode and blow up the hospital.
Oh my god. Dazarin would would like to further add hell. This will confuse you even more by saying that my copy of the game is a remake or a remaster and was released as, quote, the Caligula Effect Overdose. So take that as you will. And Ferb says, can confirm, was asked not to eat anything before my surgery in July. I was asked both times that I had surgery, once for my wisdom teeth and once for organ removal, to not eat anything beforehand.
Sorry about that banana fact.
You got a fan.
What was it? In a Let's Play stream.
Hmm.
Thing where someone just casually brought that up. If you ate 20,000 bananas in 20 minutes, you'd die of potassium poisoning. And someone just went, oh yeah, the potassium is what would kill you.
Yes.
Yeah, you would
Yeah,
just
you know.
explode because of it would rupture your stomach.
Yeah, it would rupture your stomach and you die, but it's the potassium you gotta be worried about.
Yeah, man. Hey, the potassium is no joke. It's explosive, I hear.
I believe the same person in the same Let's Play said something along the lines of they wanted what do you call those? He wanted an ejector seat in the helicopter.
Oh my god. They do not want to deal with any stomach situations in surgery or situations involving anesthesia. This is correct because if you get sick and you can't throw up while you're unconscious, so that
Then they'll
goes...
be held legally culpable.
Yes!
and that's
and it'll
one thing
go
hospitals
really
don't want.
badly. It will go really badly.
They will be legally culp and you will be legally pulp.
True.
Yes.
They,
trying to
hospitals
load up
want to
another
ensure
playlist.
that they aren't held legally responsible for your death.
Yes,
As
because
long
it's
as your
not
death
good
isn't
for them.
legally their responsibility, then they're fine with it.
That's why they ask you to sign a waiver. I have to fast anytime I get anesthesia for serious dental work. Yeah. I had to before my wisdom teeth were out. Although that was actually not too bad. Apparently, I didn't say anything strange, but they did think that my last words before I went unconscious was funny.
They asked me for my current, or like the current date, and I gave them my birth date, and I guess they knew that at that point I was ready.
Oh, congratulations, Ferb. Ferb says, taking the opportunity to say that my surgery was top surgery. No more giant growths and back problems for me. Hooray!
Nice.
Good.
Congratulations.
By the way, my last words before I went under for my surgery was I'm surprised I'm not feeling it yet. Pause. Oh, there it is. And then I was out. I had a full OR booked for wisdom teeth. They took all 4 in one go. I was very lucky. I had half a wisdom tooth. It didn't even have roots. It was just rotating in my jaw and causing problems, so they took it out.
They took all 4 of mine in one go too. It was exhausting.
Now, I was incredibly lucky because my mom had 4 and had them all out. My dad had 4 and they came in sideways, and my aunt had 6. So somehow. All right, have a good time, Soren.
I never had.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I was in the state. Should I get concerned because I never had any of my teeth out?
Oh.
You've never had your wisdom teeth removed?
No.
Oh, well, you're lucky if you don't need them. It's actually becoming more and more common.
How regularly do you go to the dentist?
I haven't been in years.
Oh, you should really go.
Well, you're British, so that does actually not.
Michael. Michael.
I brush my teeth every day. I
don't mean it in that way. I mean in the sense that the NHS doesn't cover dental work.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I don't have dental insurance either. That's why I had to pay $700 yesterday.
The US actually has one of the best rates of like dental hygiene in the world. It's like one of the few things that we actually do really well.
You should go, David, just to make sure that you don't have cavities and so that you can get a deep cleaning for plaque, because plaque can get under your gums and eventually your teeth may fall out when you're older.
Yeah.
It's a big pain. You'll have to get a root canal, and that fucking sucks.
Yeah, you might have to get what's called a deep cleaning, where they basically like dig underneath
your
gums.
They peel your gums and fucking shoot water in there. But, it's awful.
It'll like after the pain subsides, you're gonna feel like a new man.
Yeah. So you should go and do that before that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, the last time I went for like the dentist, they said I had perfect teeth, so I was quite happy with that.
Oh yeah, but like what happened with me is the last time I went to see them, I did not have cavities, and I've done everything that I should to take care of my teeth. They loved them. They thought they were amazing. My teeth. They always said that. And then when I went in yesterday,
you said that like Donald Trump.
Teeths.
No.
Oh, they were amazing. They always said that.
They're great.
Yes.
They say they're amazing. They love.
I mean, they did. They did. But anyway,
the healthiest teeth you ever saw.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, look, they were impressed yesterday that it took me 34 years of my life to get a cavity. But I went in and they were like, uh-oh, these 2 teeth have been touching for a while. Do they hurt? And I'm like, no. But she took photos of the teeth during the surgery, probably for my file, but she showed them to me. And she's like, okay, so you see how this is white? And I'm like, yeah. She goes, that's the infection. I'm like, that's the infection? Why is it white? And she goes, because it's porous. So instead of seeing healthy blood in it, it's all dead. And I'm like, and she goes, yeah, so the way that this was going, it could have gotten into the root of your tooth. She's like, I'm surprised you weren't feeling pain, but if it had gotten in there, you sure would have known. And I was like, well, holy shit, I'm glad we took care of that now. And she's like, I am also glad we took care of that now. And I was like, oh man, I run my perfect record. My teeth aren't perfect anymore. And she goes, look, it happens to all of us. She's like, I had one filled in just a couple of weeks ago, and when I got home and told my sons where I had been for my appointment, my oldest, who's a little kid, looked at me in horror and went, "But Mom, how did that happen? You're a dentist."
Because it's simple. Your enamel just wears away over time, and it doesn't grow back.
It's just human teeth aren't perfect. They touch. Stuff gets stuck in them. It's hard to clean certain places no matter what you do, because our teeth did not evolve for toothbrushes. So that's why it's best for you to go, if you can and when you can, once every 6 months or so that you can get your teeth cleaned.
Also, if the dentist didn't say anything about your wisdom teeth,
those are probably fine.
The primary reason that they want to remove them is if they're impacted.
Yeah.
Like partially exposed, it means that you won't be able to clean them properly.
Yeah, and even if they say, oh, it doesn't look like they're doing anything, they always want to keep an eye on them, and sometimes they suggest to just get them out anyway, because if they're like, well, it's not doing anything now, but based on where they were, if they become a problem in the future, they will be a big problem. And we may have to take other teeth around them. Which is what they were telling me. They're like, so it's not causing you trouble yet. They're like, and again, I was like, it doesn't even hurt. And they're like, okay, but based on where it is, in the future, at any time, it could start to scoot. And if it does, it's going to immediately crash into these teeth here, and we won't be able to save them. they're like, I hate to tell you, but we won't be able to save them if they do. And I was like, fuck.
The irony of what you're drawing currently.
I know. So yeah. If to everybody out there listening, if you have not gone to the dentist every 6 months, you should try to do that. It is important. If you can afford it, yes. Actually, in the U.S., I've discovered that a lot of dental places are teaming up to start payment plans for people so that they can go to the dentist, which is nice. So talk to your dentist about that. Hell, yesterday when I paid the bill, they wrote my name down on a card, and they're like, if you refer anybody here, we can give you a discount on your file. And I was like, real? I didn't have the heart to tell the lady because she was trying to help me. And she was so nice, I didn't have the heart to tell her that none of my friends live where I do anymore. I'm like,
everyone else escaped from Connecticut.
Everybody else went to New York.
The last bastion.
I am the last bastion. They either went to New York or they moved out to like fucking Nevada. Or Oklahoma.
I don't know if that's an improvement.
I keep forgetting where Jack lives, and I don't know why. I'm like, he either lives in Oklahoma or Nevada.
I understand you're one of these city slickers from the Northeast. You don't know what exists in the heartland of this country.
I know. I just know there's lots of corn.
The horrors that exist in the heartland.
I've seen some of the liminal spaces that are out there, like the dilapidated barns with the "Jesus is coming, the end is nigh" painted on the roof for no reason.
That's normal. I'm talking about the weird stuff.
I know. That's why I said I know about some of that. But I'm sure that there's weirder shit.
Well, I know Nevada is bad because CSI, someone dies over there at least every episode.
Oh, that's because it's what Vegas is.
Yeah, Vegas is actually like full of crime.
It is so full of
crime. It is actually kind of insane. No, I mean like
it's really full of crime.
High crime.
Yeah, like the actual CSI people must never get a day off.
City built on gambling debts. Of course,
I would venture to guess. I would venture to guess that New Vegas probably has less crime than
actual Vegas. Yeah, that's just because the population is so much lower.
You know that Germa lives in Las Vegas?
He does.
Yeah, he moved from Boston to Nevada.
But if they don't get days off, they won't work as well, and then more crime will be gotten away with. That's true. But then crime will be gotten away with on the days that they have off. So I guess you have to hire more CSI people. That is the only logical thing to do, I think.
But it ended like season 25.
Ah. Ferb says, I'm also taking a fatigue management class, and then shouted in all caps, yes, more staff. More places need to hire more staff for shorter hours and better pay, because the amount that we're being paid now for almost every job is insanely low.
But if you do that, how am I going to afford my yacht?
You have 7 yachts already.
I was about to say, Mike, it's not yacht, it's yacht.
Have not.
Well, I'm referring to the yacht that I want to buy this month.
How will I get my baby son his first yacht? He's turning 5.
Yeah,
how can I go into space if I pay you a living wage?
Yeah, you've got the yacht that's gold embroidered, the one that's diamond embroidered, and the one that's platinum embroidered. Now it just makes sense.
How will I complete the whole set?
How can I embarrass myself on Twitter in front of billions of people? if I don't make a lot of money off of you.
How can I go to Disney for the third time and leave my children with their grandparents because Disney is mommy and daddy time? That was my previous boss, who only had a family, according to my coworker, because it made his public image look good. Went to Disney all the time, and anytime they went, their two sons got left with their grandparents because Disney was mommy and daddy time. Because they were Disney adults. To the point.
They are literally.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say they are literally the people from the meme who go into McDonald's and order one black coffee.
Yep. And it was to such a degree, by the way, that when he finally convinced my other boss to go with him, and that boss brought his son, boss number one was really mad about that and sulked the whole time.
Why in the hell did you bring a child to Disneyland?
We can't go to the bar and drink tequila together now.
Disneyland is for adults. Just take your kid to drink tequila. I mean, at this point, who cares, right?
Look, they went in the height of COVID. They went and refused to get tested when they came back.
I feel like I should say for all the viewers listening that you should not let your child drink tequila.
Do not.
That would be bad.
Do not. That would be extremely bad. Do not. But the reason that he got away with not having to quarantine or be tested is because his house is technically in Massachusetts. It's right over the line. So Connecticut's rule was if you were flying in from another state to the airport, that you had to quarantine for 2 weeks and get tested. So they just flew to Massachusetts and drove back over the border, and then they didn't have to. And I was so livid. My coworker was livid.
You say that Disneyland?
Well, my coworker was pregnant at the time, and they wouldn't let her work from home. But they were going to Disney all the time, and then just coming back, and she was so angry.
But remember, it's the worker's fault when a small local business collapses.
Yeah, well, she got so mad she found a different job.
So you're telling me that Disneyland is an adults-only affair?
That's
gotta be the saddest sentence I ever heard.
Hey,
you know, and this is one of the few instances in which I would be wholeheartedly agreeing with Hank Hill. It is. I'm sorry. I don't care how much you like Disney stuff. It is pretty sad when you tell your child, "Sorry,
you can't go." Yeah,
you can't go because that's mommy and daddy time.
See, the part of Disney adults that I think is weird isn't that they like Disney or want to go to Disney. It's the fact that that their children are forbidden to go with them because they would ruin it.
What are they doing at Disneyland?
Going on the rides, seeing all the sights, and drinking.
Why can't you do that?
Because then you couldn't get drunk because you'd have to look after them, and they didn't want the kids in the first place.
What? Just one glass? Why does that have to be more? I don't understand.
Because now they can't because the child's here, and they didn't want the child. This was the same guy with the wife who hated kids but worked at a grade school and was all upset about how she had to get tested and shit and couldn't go in for COVID, and the children will be left behind.
It's a reminder
that we made a terrible mistake.
My child is a monument to all my sins.
He said that like Wazowski.
Yeah, Wazowski.
But it like, I don't understand these people. I can't understand them.
I have to be honest. As bad as this otter creature is.
They really are, Ferb. You are totally right. Ferb says that kid's gonna have so many problems, so many issues when they grow up because of this, and I completely agree, and I feel so bad for them.
Mm-hmm.
I hope their insurance covers psychiatric help.
I have to be honest. The otter strikes me as a stand-up parent.
They are, for the most part. If they're going to leave their kids, they tie them safely with kelp so they don't sail away.
I don't care about like those otters.
Oh, this
I'm
otter.
talking about this otter.
This otter, the DOBHAR CHU, seems like a stand-up parent. Well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if its spouse gets attacked by anything, it will immediately run to the rescue and beat the shit out of the person who bothered them.
True.
So,
I know that that's not supposed to be it, but to me, that looks like the Avatar tattoo.
yes.
Hey, Nella. What was it? What's the name? Appa.
Appa?
Yeah.
Yeah, the bison.
Yeah. The sky bison.
The sky bison.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing another new animated series for that show, by the way. That takes
Heck
place
yeah.
between the end of the show and Legend of Korra. So now we get a season of the original gang as adults.
Which
We
is
get to see Aang
what
die.
a lot of people wanted.
It is what a lot of people wanted.
You guys didn't hear what I said.
You said, "Oh, now
No,
we get to
I
see
heard.
Aang die." I mean, we might.
And then he's,
I've already
and then
seen
you
Aang
guys
die
said, and
once.
this is, and then you guys said, and that which is what everyone's always wanted.
Well, in order for he and Katara better pop those 3 kids out real soon.
What?
They gotta have 3 kids before he dies.
Yeah, but I mean, he dies like an old man. So, I mean, there's plenty of time. There's like a whole lifetime between the two.
That's true. I keep
series.
forgetting that people in Avatar live for 100
Like-
years or more.
Well, I mean, Katara is in. Spoiler alert for anyone who might not have seen it, but
She's in Legend of Korra. Yeah.
Katara's in Legend of Korra, but she's like a really old lady by that point.
Yeah, she's just as old as her gran.
And
She's the gran now.
so I mean, there's a lot of time between Last Airbender and Legend of Korra. Is all I'm saying. So I don't think they have to rush the babies out.
Actually, not that much time. So, apparently, from the end of the Avatar: The Last Airbender,
Oh no, you looked up the dreaded timeline.
well, okay, so if in the
There's
last series, I
70
think this is
years
what they're
between the two series. There's plenty
No.
of time. Yes, I just looked it up.
saying. Well, it says here that he was aged 150.
The Legend of
When-
Korra is set in the fictional world of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Aang
and
is
is 70 years
115 when they
after
find
the
him in the
events
iceberg, but he's
of
been
that series.
frozen. He was 15 when they found him. Well, actually,
Yeah,
he
well,
was
this
less
is what
than
I'm saying
15.
here. That his chronological age was 115 at the time of the Rift trilogy, whatever that means. And then he died when he was 165.
Okay, so he lives another 45 years.
Yeah, it's plenty of time.
He lives to be 65. He was 12. He was 12 biologically when they found him.
So 50 years.
Wait. Okay, now the timeline's not adding up, because if he died 45 years after the events of The Last Airbender,
Then he
that
couldn't be
That would
65.
mean Korra would have to be in her 40s by the time Legend of Korra
Yeah, that
begins.
doesn't make any sense. Hold
Or
on a
60s,
fucking
rather.
second.
Okay, so right, so 115 and then dies at 165. So 50 years.
Okay,
She would be
that's
65.
closer.
So wait a
'cause-
minute. So then he dies at 65. That's really young.
Yeah.
Hold on, no,
I mean,
wait.
you ever see him as an old man.
That would mean that Korra would be 20 then.
Yeah, which makes sense because she looks like she's 20.
Which is, yeah, she looks like she's in her late teens, early
But
20s. By the
if
beginning
people
of
in
Korra.
Avatar live to be well over 100 years old without even trying, that means that Aang died incredibly young. Which makes me wonder how he died. Did
He's
they
an
ever
Avatar.
say?
I don't think so. So
Well, hold on. So Aang is 12 years old at the end of Last Airbender.
Well, he's 12 when they find him coming out of the...
No, he's
Yeah.
still 12 years old.
Okay,
at the
so a
end
whole
of
year did
of
not go
Airbender.
by. So, okay, yeah, so he's 12.
okay, so yes, see, so 53 years passed between the last Airbender and his death.
Or maybe he's
And then
13.
another-
He's 12 or 13 years old.
So by the time the Legend of Korra takes place, there's a time gap of, so let's say 63, so plus 18, 81 years.
No.
Oh yeah, because Korra's 18. So if it immediately swaps over, Aang dies when he's 165, and then the show takes place when Korra's 18. So that'd be, another 18 years after Aang's death.
I'm beginning to think Nickelodeon didn't plan this out correctly because there
I
are
would be
some,
apt to agree, yes.
There are some discrepancies here that don't make sense.
Yep.
Because so if he's 12 or 13, I guess, when Last Airbender ends, and he dies at the age of 65.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not dying at the age of So
you have to take
112
You have to take 100 off of whatever age you give him, because because he was trapped in that iceberg for 100 years doesn't mean that he's actually.
Yeah, so he dies at the age of 65. So that's 53 years, right? And it's 70 years until Legend of Korra. That is set in stone. That is what the actual source says. So 70 years between the two series. He dies in 53 years, which means that Korra's in her early 20s.
That makes sense.
Yeah, she's 18.
So
18 is not her early 20s.
That's not early 20s. So there were. I'm confused.
So
is there
not
a delay? So is there a delay? Between
she's 17 in book.
The Avatar dying and the Avatar being reborn.
Well,
that would mean
anyway.
That would mean that there would have to be a delay between the two, right?
I mean, how long does it take a soul to enter a new body? I guess is the question.
So
yeah, that wasn't answered in book 3 of Legend of Korra.
So in Korra, she's 17 in the first book. 2 and 3, she's 18. 21 in book 4. So 3 years took place between 3 and 4.
Yeah, there's a time jump.
Yeah, there's a time jump. It's because it's complicated. It's because they're Nickelodeon kept wanting to cancel it after every season, but then
then it would do well.
Renew it.
Yeah, and then it would do well, and
I didn't realize just how
"Oh."
much of a time jump.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's why some seasons were just follow-ups to other seasons, or the same season again, but with a different bad guy, who was just the same bad guy again.
So that would be Legend of Korra, so 65 plus 7, 82. Yeah, so if it's 70 years, so 70 years makes sense then.
That means he died very young.
So we have a time frame of 53 years to work with.
Yeah,
is my point. So
yeah.
we got plenty of time.
Yes, I know.
53
I know we do.
plus
I was just
17,
fucking
70. Yeah, this is like.
Yeah. Okay. So that does check out. Okay. Okay, I was confused for a second. It's because going with his 112 or whatever age is confusing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Tenzin, let's have a look. So Tenzin from the start of Korra is 51.
He's an old man.
Wait. 51.
He's their first child, so.
51 years old. So they had him in their early 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So depending on the age that they are in this show, and based on the pictures, they do look like they are fully adults now.
Hell yeah.
She may become pregnant with him during the series.
Maybe that will be a big thing
to do,
because they always do the character growth things. Oh my god, we get to watch Aang have that crisis that dads have.
Oh, the I'm not going to be a good dad crisis. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait for that to be a thing.
I thought you were going to say you can't wait until that's you, and I'm like, you want to have the crisis?
No, I don't want to have the crisis.
Okay, good.
Okay.
By the way, what do you think of? Yeah, what do you think of this little dude? By the way,
looks good.
Hee.
Yeah, so they have
doesn't have enough teeth.
Okay, so
well, they're in its mouth, but I can draw some.
Very, very nice.
How's that?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
so
did my music stop? What happened?
They're gonna have him the first child a little bit earlier because the first child is me. The second one is Kaya, and then it's Tenzin,
that
who's the
does.
youngest.
Oh, Tenzin's the youngest.
Mm.
Yeah, the kids are definitely
But they
gonna
do
have to be
wait.
in there somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that it I hope that ooh, I don't know if they're gonna be able I'm thinking about the timeline because there's a lot of stuff that happens in the comics.
Yeah, well, the question is, are the
Between-
comics canon now? Or no?
Yeah. I hope they don't decanonize the comics. The comics are actually decent.
Yeah. It's actually where we get answers to questions like, where the fuck is Zuko's mother? Did she actually kill his grandpa? The answer, I hope, is yes, because if not, then it doesn't really make any sense as to, like, why he would have let her go.
Plus, it just makes her more badass.
Yeah, it does. Well, I mean, it wouldn't make any sense if she hadn't killed him, because the entire reason that she was like, oh my god, I need to do something, is because he decided that Zuko had to die. He was going to kill him.
He was a very well-adjusted
Exactly.
grandpa.
So he was going to kill Zuko. So if she went to him and said, "Oh no, I will leave and face banishment and never come back if you spare my son," and he went, "Okay, cool," why would he be like, "Yeah, that's a good solution"?
I love that there is a subset, because every fandom has to have this group, right? I love that there's a subset of fans of Avatar that think that the Fire Lord and the Fire Lord's dad are like justified, or like at least they're sympathetic, and I'm like,
based on fucking what?
fucking nothing. It's
What
like the people who are
evidence?
like the Empire in Star Wars did nothing wrong, like those kinds of people.
I mean, at least those people have the leg to stand on of, oh, the people who were involved in the army didn't know what they were signing the fuck up for because the Empire is evil.
I think that is not.
It's not
leg
a
to
good.
stand on.
I'm saying at least they have that. At least that's an argument that could be conceivably made based on evidence, however flimsy it is. There's no evidence at all in Avatar for their father or their grandpa of being good people, and I know because I fucking watched the series over and over.
The Avatar didn't cater to the nationalist whims of the first Fire Lord or whatever the fuck.
He stole his girlfriend.
Yeah, stole his girlfriend, man. Can
Who-
you believe
who-
the gall?
Yeah, who, by the way,
Time to conquer the world.
by the fucking way, they don't state it outright, but it is heavily implied by what Iroh tells Zuko that he's actually related to that Avatar. That wife that supposedly got stolen, quote unquote, was actually his mom's grandmother. So he's related to the Avatar. So good for him.
Nice.
That's why he tells him when he's having those nightmares where he himself is becoming the Avatar that he's hunting.
That's the weird thing about it to me, that for some reason that played out a bit weirdly to me. How they were such close friends, and then grandchildren. No, I don't know. For some reason, it just really didn't play on my mind.
Well, the reason that the two of them become enemies is that his great grandfather, Sozin, goes and is like, hey, you've seen the rest of the world. You know that there's like plight and shit everywhere, right? And he's like, I mean, everybody's got their problems, yeah. And he's like, well, I'm gonna go and enlighten the world by adding them to the Fire Nation. And he's like, that would be conquering them. You really can't do that. And he's like, well, I'm going to anyway. And he says, please don't, because then I have to stop you, and you're my friend. And he goes, ha, you thought we were friends? You stole my wife. And he's like, I didn't steal shit from you. And then he launched him off a volcano.
He's one of those like toxic friends who like every single thing that you did wrong, or that they perceive that you did wrong, they pack it away in a corner of their mind and then like bring it all out whenever there's a disagreement.
Yeah.
Just now imagining the voice of Ron Brown. You stole my wife.
You stole my fucking wife. What?
Well, maybe you should have been more appealing to your fucking wife then.
She was never your wife. She was never even your girlfriend. She's just a girl that we knew, and I liked her, and you liked her, and she decided
Look,
she wanted to go out with me.
in my mind's eye, I had created an image of who I thought she would be.
Yeah,
So
and therefore
that's the same thing. That's the same thing
as dating her
dating her
and proposing and getting married.
Okay. This is a thing you can do.
That's a
News
thing
report.
you can definitely think. Yeah, sure.
This is a news report.
Oh,
Alex Jones asks lawyer to declare he's boycotting trial. Police testimony on project.
he's
Okay.
boycotting the trial.
That's going to be great.
That's going to be really bad for him. Look, I will tell you why that's bad for him. Especially, he's already lost. When he lost that,
That's why he boycotted it.
when he lost that first case, he lost all the other ones as well. He's
No.
just going to these other ones to
He did
find
not.
out more or less what he's going
Because
to
he
pay.
did not lose all the other cases. It's because they are all being done in different states.
Mm.
So they're being tried. He's being tried under those states or those states.
Yeah, but the
guidelines.
fact that he's lost that first one
So
basically means he's going to lose all the others.
Probably, but it's not set in stone, which is why they're continuing with the court cases.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they also have to figure out how much he's going to owe to each of those individual families.
That is a
I'm
separate
drawing on the wrong layer. No.
thing. Darn it.
Crap baskets.
All of the lines. Oof.
I know, all of them.
What just happened?
I'm drawing on the wrong layer, and it's all the lines.
It happens.
I don't think I can select them and bring them up to the other layer, but we can try.
Yep, ripperoni.
Yeah. Rip.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
If you select by the orange color,
I think that I can... yeah, because I just did that with this eye. I think I can get it. Alright, hold on.
yeah.
I think I can save it. This is the curse of thin lines. Okay.
I'll have you know, by the way, David.
Hmm?
I have finished mixing 2 hours worth of Star Wars combat music for our D&D game.
Jesus.
Also, that reminds me. So, the people, stormtroopers and all that, saying, I didn't realize it was evil. It's like, you look at Palpatine. Look at Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Oh,
You can't
Yeah.
make an argument for anything. No. There is I think part of it is people don't realize that just because somebody had a tragic and understandable past that pushed them into a bad place doesn't make them a good person. It doesn't excuse those things that they did.
Yeah, Anakin was entirely justified in killing the younglings.
Yeah, sure. Those kids personally
did you see?
fucked up his life.
Master Skywalker, there's too many of them.
What are we going to do? Saber.
I forgot that kid was a Cockney pickpocket.
Yeah. He is a Cockney kid.
I thought for some reason, David, that you were going to do some kind of reveal that you were that kid in that movie. I was gonna be
I keep
like,
forgetting
what?
that was me. What?
For one thing, I was 10 years old at the time.
Yeah, that's about that tracks.
That kid was like 7.
Same difference. It's a little bit of
You could have been a
de-aging
tiny
technology.
kid.
Yeah.
Small kid.
Yeah.
I mean, they have 23-year-olds.
Are you
playing
doing it on the
15-year-olds.
right layer?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
See?
Yeah.
So, this will be finishing up in the next 5
Yep.
minutes, correct? Okay. Just stick around till then, and then I shall head to
Okay. This will be mostly inked by then.
Oh, cool.
And then I'll do the coloring after hours like I've been doing. And then I'll post it right after. So I'll probably color it during the D&D game we have later. Mikey.
Yeah.
Because I gotta go to Genshin and do my dailies. I also want to see the end of the Find Lesa Fest.
When does that end?
It was 17 days, so a few more weeks. But I think
a few
they'll-
more weeks.
Like a couple weeks.
17 days is like a couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's a couple weeks.
When is the date for this? When's the date for the Star Wars game again?
It's not this weekend, but the next one.
Yeah, what's like? The 22nd.
Oh. Game closer?
What's up?
So basically, I'm just saying it's getting closer, so 2 weeks this Saturday.
Yes.
Yes. And on that day, because of when we do it, I won't be streaming. Instead, I will.
Or
record
no,
it.
the 15th, I think. Actually, let me look at what I wrote.
It's a good idea for a DM to do that. Yes, October 15th.
So that's when we'll be starting.
So
Yeah,
a week
'cause-
this Saturday.
Yep. A week from the Saturday. It's going big. Speaking of which, ooh, you actually reminded me. I need to get Mike to give me, or at least tell me what fighting style he's specializing in, because he didn't pick one.
I need to go over my spells again because I think I misunderstood how some of them were supposed to work.
Did I send you my thing?
Yes, you did. I added you to Roll20, so next time you pop in, you can inspect your character sheet and see if everything is up to your liking.
Am I missing anything?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. I think everything's pretty much up to what I was hoping for anyway.
Yeah, I corrected your character sheet and gave you 1d4 for melee. So
Okay.
you actually have like a roll instead of just going with the one.
It's some iron. Some balls to match. This is gonna be interesting. What pictures had Mike chosen for his race?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
What kind of creatures Mike chosen for his race?
I will let him describe that when we play.
Okay, fair enough.
I think you'll like it. He picked a really good one.
Bro?
Everyone made some interesting choices for who they're gonna play.
And is Sophie's open knowledge, or is she going to reveal that when we play as well?
Hers is open knowledge. She's talked about it publicly. She's playing
A Jawa.
Jawa Jedi, which is gonna be fun. Yeah. A Padawan though, so she's not a full-fledged Jedi yet.
Yep.
But she's going on her first mission alone, so she's not gonna have her master to hold her hand the whole time.
She'll just be a phone call away.
It's actually been an awful thing for now, Joe. A Jedi.
I'm surprised it hasn't been done before, but I looked. I don't even think there was a Jawa Jedi in the expanded universe.
That's too bad.
Let me look it up and see. Oh no, there was.
Aha!
His name was Akial, or Akial. Was a Jawa male who was a member of the Jedi Order during the years of the Galactic Republic. He trained at the Elmas Academy, a Jedi academy that was placed upon. So looks like so he was a Jedi during the Clone Wars.
Oh, we just never got to see him. That's too bad.
Yep, we've never seen him.
So is he Legends or is he still official?
He's Legends. He's not been
Okay, so he's not in canon anymore.
And he was only mentioned briefly in what looks to be like a browser-based RPG for Star Wars.
Aw.
So not even a comic, man.
I petition that we
Feel
canonize
bad.
him. Gotta petition
we are.
Disney like petitioning the church to canonize him.
No, I want to be the person who gets to take the credit for facilitating the creation of a Jawa Jedi. Sophie and I get to claim that credit.
Apparently, all the Jawas in episode 4 were my children.
Yes.
Child labor.
Yes.
I'm sure they got paid. Not like kids
Yes.
can't have acting jobs.
They absolutely got paid.
They were paid quite
It was-
handsomely,
they
I
were-
imagine.
It was a union job, so
Yeah.
they were definitely protected.
And they probably had exceedingly good hours as well.
Yeah, Star Wars wasn't some like indie film skirting the law. It was like a major production, which is probably the reason why George Lucas hated it, because it meant it came with all of the responsibility of creating a major production.
Ooh. But he finally got to do what he wanted. Well, mostly.
Kind of.
I mean, to be fair, and this isn't necessarily like a slap against him, but nobody should have full and complete control over a massive creative project like that, simply because no one person can do it alone. You can be in charge, but you need to have people who can do certain things and trust them to do it instead of going, no, I'm going to do it all myself.
Regardless, the fact of the matter is that we're gonna have a Jawa Jedi.
Yeah. And it won't be the
And
first,
then
but
I don't think it's a secret, but Alex's character is a Wookiee.
I am a Force-sensitive Wookiee, and I am not a Jedi. At least not yet. We don't know if that will happen.
We shall see.
Yep.
Depends on what the characters do.
Yep.
Will her last name be Skywalker?
No.
Ew, that has implications. At any rate,
I twitch.
the game is going to be very it's going to be more open. Like our first session will be a little focused, like just to get everyone introduced and everything. But after that, it'll be kind of more, not meandery is not the right word, but it's going to be more like you guys have to make choices, like what you guys want to do and stuff.
Mhm.
It's going to be less guided than the Mass Effect game.
Which is fine.
Yeah, because instead of having an organization that gives you quests, now you have to decide what you want to do. Because
The
you're not
Force will tell us where the quest is.
That is true. I like coming up with all of the different plot threads that you guys can tackle in this story has been interesting, because I've come to realize how easy it is to just use the Force as a crutch.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do it, but it's easy to do that. It's just like
It's also
instead of having like a natural like coming up with a natural way to kind of get all of you to like meet at the tavern or whatever. I guess in this case, like the cantina. Instead, it's just like the Force guides you into this direction. It's like, what the fuck? That's not satisfying at all.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, the only time that should really happen is two times. Either when the characters who are Force sensitive specifically are like, okay, I want to sense whatever, and then you can decide what they glean. Or if it's like a big major thing, you can drop hints that you feel like an urgent pull in a certain direction. Like in Rebels, because we've been watching that again recently. how that happens to both Ezra and Kanan sometimes, is they'll try to sense something and they won't be able to tell, or they'll be out somewhere and suddenly get this feeling that they can't ignore. But they aren't constantly being like, well, the Force said I should go here today. I shook my magic 8-ball and it said I should go here.
My senses must be not your fault.
Almost done.
Yep, almost done. And then we can
The dark side.
call it.
The dark side of the Force, young Skywalker.
I'm trying not to hurry, but I'm also trying to be quick because I know you've got to go to bed.
No, it's okay. I mean, I can just leave.
Bye. Just leave.
Alright, see ya, bye. Bing.
I bring this shit on myself. Oh, I need to bring in a little thing to work, and then to finish a little set of things, and then I need to try and finish another thing, and then I need to see what I can do.
What?
Yeah. Just going and talking to myself.
Ah.
Like a little grandman.
So
I have work.
we've nailed, in my opinion, we've absolutely nailed. This is the most historically accurate rendering
Of the Dobhar Chu.
of the Dobhar Chu. What's the next one that we're doing?
I will tell you as soon as I am done inking, which will be very soon. I just have to do the spines on the tail. And then he'll be done.
I think I will actually leave now. So I can
Okay,
get
that's fine.
myself
Yeah,
some sleep.
no problem.
Yeah, and you can feel free to join us again tomorrow if you want.
Ye-
I absolutely like to. Like, it's been nice hanging out with you guys more.
ye.
Without
Yeah.
life interrupting.
Well, I will see you guys later. Have a
Alrighty.
lovely evening. Bye.
You
Bye.
too. Bye bye.
Don't worry, I'll tell you exactly what we're doing in just a second.
No problem.
Just gotta
I'll
put
wait
these
patiently.
Doritos on the tail. These Croco-Doritos.
Croco-Doritos.
Wait a second. Where are you?
I'm here.
I didn't say you could come here.
So how is it that you found this?
The Dobhar
Did you
Chu?
did you just like find it on a list or something?
I looked up a bunch of lists. I looked up, I think I found this
'Cause
one
I've
on
never heard of this before.
I think I found this one on a YouTube channel that was looking at different cryptids from all around the world. And even in that video, most of them were still just, it's the Yeti, again. The Loch Ness Monster, for the third time. And
okay.
they even introduced this one as like, oh, it's the Irish Loch Ness Monster. And I'm like, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure that is not... that this is an otter and not that at all.
Whatever happens, man, I don't want to lose you as my friend.
There's also like some other big serpent creatures that are on this list, like the Tetzel worm is on here.
No matter what.
The Mongolian death worm was an option, and then I decided that was a little too silly.
I love you. I never hurt you on purpose.
Got a weird love song going on now.
I found a lengthier description.
Wow, this song's really
Um,
loud compared to the others. Hold on a second. There we go.
And
What about the Alaskan bullworm, says Ferb? Damn, I missed out. I could have done the Alaskan bullworm. That would have been glorious.
isn't that the thing from SpongeBob?
SpongeBob? Yes. The Alaskan bullworm.
I love it.
Amazing. Yes, okay, good. Alright, me just change this line to black. So we can see it clearly, and I'll get its more realistic sketch popped up in the background. This more aggressive looking one, and then this cute one down here. Alright, let me save that. Okay, let's see what's on tap for tomorrow. I'll tell you in just a moment. Just have to get to the desktop. Tomorrow is the Loup-Garou.
The Loup-Garou.
It's a big wolf man, or man-wolf, but not a werewolf. It's a big wolf. So that is what we will be looking at tomorrow, is we'll be drawing a big old man-wolf. Oh, you're looking at pictures of him?
It just looks like a wolf.
Well, I've seen pictures of it on its hind legs. Let me see. Loup-Garou.
It just looks...
It's like a wolf man, but it doesn't turn into a person.
Yeah, so it's basically like a werewolf, but permanent.
Yeah. And it didn't change man, bear, pig, yes. It didn't change out of anything. It just is a big man wolf. So but yeah. I want to thank everybody for stopping by. And the new people who came to chat with us. That was really nice. I hope that you guys enjoyed it and that you'll be back next time. We'll be here the same time tomorrow, at least unless something happens during the day, but we should be here. All of October, I will try to be here from 4 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, working on a cryptid from my list. Tomorrow, as I said, is the Loup-Garou. It's a big old man-wolf, but not a wolf that turns into a man or a man that turns into a wolf. So, not that. But yes, thank you all for coming. I hope I'll see you tomorrow. I hope you had a good time, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Bye!
Bye-bye.
I would like to take this opportunity to thank all of my followers over on Patreon and give a special shout out to Jack Fox, Old Monster, Dizarin, and Revolution72. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. I'd also like to give a big thank you to everyone else watching. If you enjoyed the video, let me know with a like and a comment. Be sure to have a look at the other videos on my channel and subscribe so you never miss a new one. Links to my Patreon, Twitch, and all my other socials are in the description below the video. I hope I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!